Right, yeah, that's recording. Right, good morning everybody. Now I'm back on the hood, but what I'm doing, I've gone back to the camera. For some reason when I download videos to YouTube, the sound just goes. And I'm having serious problems with the tablet. Sometimes it records, sometimes it doesn't. So this is on the camera, this is only going to be 20-minute videos. So I'm doing the quarter deck at the moment, we'll come to that in a minute. What I thought I'd do first is I'd share, there's the model now as it looks. I figured, right, I'll share all the various things that I use and see what I've used over the, well, years. In the past month or so I've been sort of experimenting with all different glues and fillers and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, oh that bugs me, that squirrel there. It's got face recognition. It really peeves me because this bloody squirrel keeps jumping all around the field. I want to see if I can switch that off. Right, I'm not going to do it now, but I think later on I'll see if I can switch that face definition off. Every time I move, the square in the middle of the screen moves. So there's all various glues, fillers, primers that can be used, and it's so hard to find a lot of really good ones. So I've been using various glues. So I think what I thought I'd do is just share my opinion of what are some of the best glues and primers to be using, or the ones that I've found are the best to be used. Now the other thing that you'll have to forgive on this, this chair, I've got a wonky office chair. The other thing you'll have to forgive on this is that because I'll try and keep an eye, that's why I keep looking over. My eye's pointing that way, but I'm looking that way. It's weird. I'll keep an eye on, try and keep it on the timer. What you'll have to forgive me is that the video might just suddenly stop. And I'll probably carry on gabbing for a little while without realising the video has reached the 20-minute mark. So if the video just cuts out unexpectedly before the next one starts, it's because it's just suddenly cut out. So getting on with what I'm using, various glues and what have you. So starting with a plastic glue, the obvious one is the contactor, the Revell contactor glue. And then of course, because I move forward with the V, you won't see it, will you? So I'll be out of focus, the glue will be in focus. Pathetic bloody cameras. So the contactor professional is really good. Now you do get it's a metal bit that is used. You'll have to forgive me being out of focus. This is sort of thing, keep the stuff in focus at the front. You get, it comes with a metal syringe. Oh, metal. It comes with this metal adapter on the front of it, which is fine. That works okay. It's not a problem. But I find if you buy some of these, if you invest in these, if you invest in some of these, the adapters mostly used for super glue, you attach one of them to that. I'm not going to prove it by if you need help, but these, you can get less glue or more glue depending on where you cut this adapter. You can actually do really well with these. It works out so much better putting the glue along the edge for putting the deck in place. So I highly recommend getting one of these. Let's take that one off and I'll show you what I mean. So once that's on, you're only getting that slight bit of glue out. See, that's going down very, very slowly there. So that's come out the end. And as I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of glue that's come out. Glue my fingers together. So you get a little bit, there you go, you only get a little bit of glue on. And it worked now, I've done that now, I'll have to throw that one away. So they work really well. So that's the plastic cement. The main plastic cement you use for big parts. Can't see when I've got my glasses on. The other one, of course, is the extra thin, which to go to is Tamiya extra thin. Although you can buy it in all different things, all different makes, different companies. But funny enough, Tamiya turns out to be the cheaper one of the lot. There's a few of these I've seen at £14 a go. Whereas this one, that stupid focus thing has moved across to the right hand side. Whereas this one, it's only £7 a bottle. And that's perfect for flooding in, filling in areas. So the Revell, the contactor for the big areas, and that for filling in. That's the plastic cement, and then the other ones that you come to are the super glues. These are the real problem, but I found this one on YouTube. This stuff is absolutely excellent. Never ever used it before, never heard of it before. It's only £3.50 or so a bottle compared to others. And you get a decent bit of time to actually use that. When that's on a piece, you get a few, you get 20 or 30 seconds to guide the piece around. And when you're putting up bits of photo etch on, the worst thing that happens is you put a bit of glue in, you drop the piece in the wrong place and it glues just like that. With this, it doesn't. You get time to move it around, which you'll see later because I'll do some more photo etching. That's highly recommended, that. Highly recommended. Never heard of it before. I just happened to be looking through Amazon and thought, well, it looked alright, give it a try. Of the many super glues I've tried, this is excellent. The other super glue, which is another excellent one, is the Ultra Glue. This is absolutely brilliant as well. This is a water-based glue. So it's ammo Ultra Glue, and it's similar to the paints. It's water-based, and it's clear, dries clear. This is excellent for very small parts. Again, you get so much time to play with that once that's on, and you're trying to keep it straight. So once that's on, it's sort of you get plenty of time to move it around, but it does take a long while to set. It takes quite a while. It takes an hour or two to fully cure. So you've got to be careful of it that way. It's not very good on very big parts, but on super small parts, it keeps going out of focus. You see, I've moved it now. I've got to get it. This is the problem. The camera doesn't autofocus. It's trying to autofocus on the back. I don't know if I can move this. I'll switch it off if I'm not careful. It's absolutely pathetic, isn't it? And you've got to be careful as you... Can't get it to autofocus now on the glue in front. Did it just fine before. No. It's because it's autofocusing on the wall behind me. Because it's autofocusing on the wall behind me, I've got it in the focus spot there. But because it's focusing, it's focusing on me now. It's pathetic, isn't it? I do apologise for this. I really do. It really bugs me how this camera does this. Right, let's see if that'll stay in focus now. So this is excellent glue for very small parts. I've used it on the likes of portholes and things like that, where it's going to dry crystal clear anyway, and it will stay viable to move it around for a good half an hour. And on a big part, you don't have to be careful because it will stay. It won't cure for at least an hour. And the other super glue, and one you've got to be extremely careful of, is this one. This is the one I use. This is BSI Bob Smith Industries Super Thin Instacure. So this stuff is, well, it's deadly stuff. This, you've got to be really careful with it. Once again, you see with the adapter, I had a, well, I did an accident once before. I was using it and I was just carefully bringing it down to get the glue, very careful like that, and a bit dropped onto my trousers. Burnt right through my trousers. Luckily on my leg. And it actually burnt my leg. You know, for a second it was just and I suddenly thought, ooh, if I'd have done that in the middle of my trousers, it'd have been a hospital job, wouldn't it? I wouldn't have been peeing anymore. So that's them super glues. And then another one I've not used yet, is this one. Comes with this. So this is an activator. I've never used an activator with super glue before, but apparently they're pretty good on fairly large areas to get the glue dried as quick as you can. Now, I'm not sure about activators, how they work. So this is the mitre system. Good job there was nothing there, wasn't it? So this says it can only be used with that glue, but I'm not sure about that. If it's an activator, I'd have figured it could be used for any glue, but you don't know what the ingredients are in the glue. So it could be that it'll only work with that glue because of how they do the ingredients. And then the other one is not a super glue, it's a debonder. You must have a debonder. I can't hold stuff straight, my old hands are not what they used to be, unfortunately. But you need a debonder. Just in case, you know, I mean, I've a few times I've had to put something on and thought, oh, I need to take that off. And I can't get it off because of the debonder. I just can't get it off. And then the other one is crystal clear. If people are familiar with that, that's for windows and the lights. You could use it as a glue. You could use it on photo etch, I suppose. But I use that specifically just for doing windows. Dries crystal clear, obviously, because it's called crystal clear. So that's excellent for doing the windows in your models. And then once you've got all your stuff together, you need a decent plastic cement. So like anything with Vallejo, I find this Vallejo plastic cement excellent. It's got a very, very tiny nozzle. Very small amounts come out of that. Very, very small amounts. And it's excellent. I've filled some very tiny little gaps in with this so far, including around the main guns where the blast bags went on, left a little tiny, there wasn't much of a gap, but there was a gap, and that filled it beautifully. So this stuff is excellent. And then primers, well, primers are, you do almost any kind of primer. Personally, once again, I prefer the Vallejo primers. And you can get them in various colours, I think. I usually have one grey and one white. They're excellent for what's the name? Let's see, the Vallejo white primer. So these are, I find Vallejo primers excellent for the plastic. Then you've got the photo etch primer. Oh, that stuff really bugs me. There's so many, and I finally found this one. I know it's a self-etch primer, but this has proven to be absolutely excellent for priming photo etch. I've not used it a lot at the moment, and you do need to be, you've got to be careful how long you use this. This is from, I think you probably won't be able to read what it says, but basically it's it will tell you that it's for the auto. It's an auto trade. You use it in the garages, I think, and it will tell you it's mostly for found suitable on ferrous, non-ferrous metals, specially developed to allow notoriously difficult surfaces to be painted. Aluminium, stainless steel, fiberglass, galvanised, treated or untreated steel. It's very quick drying, anti-corrosive, microscopic, investigates and etches the first few microns of the surface, promoting excellent paint adhesion. Auto Imparts Limited. So it's usually used in, I suppose, in the garages or somewhere. But I've found that. I've now done that. And I've used so many different primers on photo etch. So where we're up to, I'm doing this. Now, you can't tell it now. So where I've done this, these bits here have been primed. They look the same colour as the rest of the thing, which is actually quite good. It looks just almost the same colour as the deck. You can hardly see any difference in the colour. But they've been primed with that. And once it's dried, the important thing is it's get the detail on it. I sometimes find that with primer, the detail disappears once you put too much on. So that's all the various bits there. We'll now come to doing this. I'm now going to start doing all this photo etching on here, and I think there might be some photo etching along here as well. So we'll come to that now. I'll put this away. I've only got 3 minutes on the video left, so we'll come to that in a minute. You see all the detail in there. You can definitely see all the, well, you can't now because the camera won't focus on it. I'll show you better when I can go down and focus on it. So that's my sort of now you can't see me now because I'm out of focus. And what I'll do is I'll see if I can, when this video ends, I've got 3 minutes left, what I'll do is I'll have a look at these camera settings. Right, I thought the microphone would come out, because that stupid thing is really bugging me. I'm looking at, because this is on the TV screen, I can see this on the TV screen. And I can work better that way. Whereas with a tablet, you can only see what's in front of you. And unfortunately, I can't see this phone doesn't have a pull-out screen, which is a real bugbear, because if it had a pull-out screen, I could do it the other way and use the camera slightly differently. I'd be able to use it better. So what I'll do is I'll turn this camera over. Well, I'll let it finish. I'll let it run its course. It's got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. So I'll show you again the model. This is the model. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. So this is how it looks at the moment. It's trying to focus on the window. It's got multiple focuses on it, but it won't get multiple focusing. So there's that. The thing on top of the gun is obviously the that's about as far in as I can get it. This is the bow deck, obviously. Now I've put the anchor on, hanging down off this bow deck. Now, you'll have to forgive that. That's the light. You can see the light coming through the window. So the anchor is hanging slightly down on this side. On the other side I've got it full on. The jack staff on the front is made from the MK1 upgrade kit. The anchor is the MK1 upgrade anchor. The chain also, and the handrails. So everything on that deck, apart the only thing that's to do on the model at the hull, literally, is to put the things on the ladders going down the sides of the hull, and there's a few bits go down there, so I'll leave that to the very end. But that's the rocket launcher on top of the number 2 turret. And then as you come along, of course, that's for the bow, that's for this shelter deck to fit over. This is where you have to be careful, because obviously where that gap is on the railing there is where it joins up against the shelter deck. It's going to run out in 20 seconds, so you do have to be careful. And there's the stern. So all those 3 decks are finished. I've only got one deck, the shelter deck, and then all the main body of the ship to build now. So that's going to be looking pretty good, I reckon. I reckon that looks pretty good.